Hey friends, welcome to this week's installment of Wellness Off the Mat. I thought we'd switch it up a little bit and move from skincare and face care to a little bit more mind care, a little bit more internal. So, in honor of the full moon tomorrow night, I thought we'd talk about some full moon rituals. And ritual doesn't have to be all about witchy stuff, although we'll bring some witchy stuff into it. It could be very simple things. So, when we think of self care, uh, we want to avoid to do lists, right? We don't want to make this stuff we have to do because then it's not really self care anymore. Then it becomes stressful, it becomes difficult, something we just want to get done so we can check it off our to do list. I think I've talked about this in some of the other videos. We really want to make this stuff we luxuriate in, stuff that is special, that we enjoy, that we want to do. That's how we get the care aspect of it. If it's just stressful, more stuff on the to-do list, we're not getting that care. It's more stuff. It's more weight that we're carrying. So we really want to make this special, not stressful. So tomorrow night is a full moon, and it's a special full moon, at least for us here in the United States. It's a blue moon. So I learned this little trivia fact yesterday. The blue moon is not happening on October 31st everywhere in the world. Some places it's November 1st. So a blue moon means the second full moon of a month. So not everybody is getting that, but we're getting that special blue moon. And this moon carries a lot of energy about expansion and focus. So we want to bring our attention to those areas of our life that we want to grow, where we want to blossom, what seeds we want to plant. And full moons are all about releasing. So really taking some time to think about all that stuff we don't want to carry with us anymore. So whether you do a really specific ritual, like we'll talk about some ideas, or you just take some time tomorrow to think about that kind of stuff. Where do you want your focus to be? Where do you want to grow? And what are you ready to let go of? What doors are you ready to close? What wounds have been healed and dealt with and processed that you're ready to move forward from? So let's not be scared of the word ritual, right? Sometimes I think there's some interesting connotations with that word. I am sitting in my sacred space. I don't know if you guys can't really see much of it, but this is where I practice yoga. This is where I meditate. If you've been hanging out with me, you've definitely seen this area of my house before. So most of my plants live here. Things that I've made and created live here. Like I painted that little Buddha guy right there. My candles are here. My crystals mostly are here. There's some in my bedroom. There's some in plants. There's some all over the house. Some under my pillow, but that's another video. My essential oils live over here. Sage, some oracle cards. So like all of that stuff, all of the books in this area are spiritual or some of them are magic, tarot cards, things like that, Reiki, all of that stuff that's either self-care, spirituality, that all lives in this corner of my house. So you might not have a sacred space or an altar necessarily, and you don't have to have one. Excuse me. But you can, and your altar can be anything. Some people design really beautiful, incredible altars, especially for different holidays. Tomorrow's also Samhain, the pagan version of Halloween. So there's certain things that can be incorporated on an altar to celebrate that, if that's where your path is. But your altar could also just be a candle and something special for you. I've got little bits and bobs that I collect on my walks, leaves and feathers and little fun acorn hats, whatever I kind of get called to pick up while I'm out and about in nature. So it's whatever special, whatever holds meaning for you. So if you have, an altar or a sacred space already, you can plan on hanging out there tomorrow night to celebrate the full moon. Or maybe you just hang out in your favorite comfy chair, and that's great too. Like I said, there's no pressure to create anything here. It's just what naturally works for you. What are you called to? So there's lots of ways that we can celebrate the full moon. And like I said, it's all about releasing. So even if you just take some time tomorrow to think about, what do I want to let go of? And that's your full moon ritual. But just take a few minutes and make it really intentional to sit with those thoughts and those ideas and see what comes up. If you want to take it a little bit further, you can do a little journaling, maybe a little meditation on that. And you can take that journal. I'll give you guys some journal prompts in the notes of the video. You can take that journaling and maybe create a little list of all of the stuff that you're ready to release. And then a ritual that you could do is burn that. So either in a burn safe bowl inside, or I recommend outside, little safer. Don't start a forest fire though. Burn that piece of paper. And they say if it lights and burns really fast and really easy, you're really ready to let that stuff go. And if maybe it burns a little slower, or you have to light it a second time before you can get that whole piece of paper burned up, that maybe you're not quite ready to release some of that stuff. And you can go as far as to like save and bury those ashes, or I usually burn my driveway and then just kind of cover it with a little bit of dirt. So that's one way you can celebrate the full moon. Well, a couple of ways. We talked about journaling, meditation. You can still do that even without the burning aspect if you want to. You can just sit down with some essential oils and some candles, maybe take a nice hot bath, make yourself a really good cup of tea. And like I said, just take some time for yourself to celebrate and love you. We spend so much time taking care of other people and other things, and very often we neglect ourselves and we don't do stuff intentionally. We do things on autopilot. Even the act of taking a shower can become a beautiful meditation, where you let the water just kind of wash things away. But how often do we do that? We kind of get in the shower. We all have that routine, whatever your routine is, and we just run through it really quick, kind of mindlessly on autopilot. And we spend so much of our life that way. So just anything that's taking time to be a little bit more intentional for yourself is going to step it up a little bit into that zone of self-care. So take a shower. Do that meditation where you're just letting the water wash everything away from you. Water is great on the full moon too. If you're somewhere where you can jump in some water outside under the moon, even better. A little cold here in New York for that. I don't know if you want to get quite that crazy. Maybe more of a summertime ritual. We can also, on a little bit more of the witchy side of things, we can charge our crystals with the full moon. So either outside, if that makes sense for where you live, or just on a windowsill. You can put your crystals out and let them charge in the moonlight. You just want to grab them before the sun comes up in the morning. We can also make moon water. So same thing, jar of water. Glass is always preferable. You can put it outside or in a windowsill, but same thing, we want to grab that in the morning before the sun hits it and just let it infuse with all that really beautiful, powerful full moon energy. And if you make moon water, you can drink it, you can give it to your plants, you could cleanse and charge your crystals with it. There's lots of ways that you can use that. So that's fun. I did moon water one time in like the winter, colder months, and I have to see if I can find that picture. It was really cool. The water froze overnight. I put it outside, and inside the jar, it froze in a ball, but not like, it looked like there was a full moon in the middle of the jar. It was really, really cool. So full moon water, that's a fun thing to do. It's something easy, right? We all have a jar, we all have water. What else can we do? We can burn. If you sit down to journal, you can draw a card for yourself. I'm going to draw a card for us. We'll do that now. So if you don't have cards, you can use this tomorrow as part of your, oh, something jumped out, so we're going to use this one. So you could use this as part of your meditation tomorrow, and same thing, I'll include a picture for you. I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. I think it might be backwards, but you guys get the idea. That's a really cool one for the full moon. I like that. Since we're talking about releasing and everything and moving through stuff, I don't have to fear my fear. I can use it as a way to get closer to love. So by releasing these things, we kind of have to feel our way through them. The only way out is through. So that's a nice card for part of our full moon meditation. You can also burn some sage or some Palo Santo, whichever your choice is. Cleanse yourself, cleanse your space. You could do your whole house as part of your ritual, kind of just clearing all of that negative energy, right? That's the same idea as releasing. Make sure if you clear your house that you crack a window so that negative energy has somewhere to go, right? So we can get it out. Just like detoxing the body, we want to drink lots of water and actually get it out as we're stirring up all those toxins. Same thing in energy terms. So when we're clearing all of that negative energy from our space, we want to give it somewhere to go that's out. So it's not just hanging out and we didn't just stir it all up in our houses. So those are some fun ideas of a way to celebrate the full moon. But really, like I was saying before, just do something for you. Sit in a chair with a cup of tea and a book and take 30 minutes or an hour just to enjoy yourself, to truly relax. Take a nice long bath or shower, even if it's not crystals and essential oils and burning things, even if journaling isn't your thing or meditation, whatever makes sense for you, just really give yourself some time and some space to love yourself tomorrow. Give yourself permission to do that, not to think about your list and all the stuff you have to get done, to truly, truly just relax. Because unfortunately, when we're relaxing but worrying, it doesn't count. So we need to let that stuff go and schedule the time and give ourselves permission to just be, just enjoy ourselves and enjoy the ways that we're choosing to take care of ourselves. So I hope everybody has a beautiful full moon tomorrow. If you do nothing else, just go outside for a minute and take a look at it, because it can be really powerful and beautiful to just spend a moment looking up at the full moon. So whatever you do, enjoy it, love yourself, and I will see everybody next week for our next video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It's been a pleasure as always, and I'll see you guys